Hi everyone, welcome. So today's video is going to be about my day skincare. So this is what I do in the morning right when I wake up and I'm getting ready to go out, or if I went to the gym and obviously I'm back home. Sometimes I feel like what I do is there's nothing special to it. It's not crazy, but I've gotten questions from as simple as, when do I put on my SPF? Before or after moisturizer? Skincare and beauty, I honestly don't believe there's a stupid question. A lot of the products I use, you will see it's repetitive of the same brand. And it's just because I'm currently using that brand. I love that brand, and for the most part, I've used it for a few years. So it's just things that I know that it's tried and true. I've used a lot of different skincare brands, from buying it at my local CVS store, drugstore, to Target, to grocery store, and I've found things that works for me and things that don't work for me. So it's really like, I feel like skincare is a trial and error thing on it. Quality obviously is the most important, and when a product is really good, it's not going to be cheap. I mean, you don't have to use my products to do your regimen, but I feel like if you want something really good, you should look into something that's a little bit more high-end, because sometimes it does deliver a better outcome, and this is speaking from experience. So I'm not here like trying to sell you guys onto like spending all your hard-earned money on luxury products, and by any means please don't if you don't have the means to do it, because I know that when I'm in a tighter situation, I don't. And that's when I kind of see my skin kind of not look amazing, not look glowing and radiant and, smooth. So it's really like a give and take. You want to spend less money, you're not going to get as much back in return. That's just how I feel, okay? Maybe this is like 6 years of trial and error. So I've kind of been there, done that. So for somebody that's new, trying to get into their new skin regimen now, it might be a different story for them. They're like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to start at the high-end price point. I'll try something a little cheaper, something a little bit more accessible for me, and then I'll see what works and what doesn't. Everything that I'm using, I use very little of the product. I use just enough for me to get through to my skin, whether it's washing or toning or moisturizing, SPF, everything like that. Everything is very well calculated. One, for the price point, and two, because your skin really doesn't need to be lathered up in like literally a ton of moisturizer or toner or wash to do the job. Sometimes we spend thousands of dollars on handbags, and that stuff goes out of style. Sometimes we lose it and it breaks, and things like that. In our face, we think $85 for a wash is too much. So I mean, that's just me. My number one tip: do not try different brands all at the same time, or different products all at the same time. And I know this could be a little annoying, I guess you can say, especially if you want to get something done right away. But just know that your skin doesn't really adapt or change very quickly, okay? So I think the skin cycle is like, I don't know, something like 21 days or 30 days or something like that for you to start seeing your skin change, because the rejuvenation of the skin takes about that long. Just know that if you try a product, let's say you get a sample from Sisley, their wash, and then you go to La Mer and you get a sample from them, try to use the Sisley wash through its entirety. Meaning what? If it's a 3-day supply, finish the 3-day supply and see how your skin feels. And you won't really see a big difference within the 3 days. Like I said, it takes 3 to 4 weeks sometimes for you to see a really big difference. But sometimes some products are like really good, or your skin is really good about telling you like, okay, wow, that was a big difference. Like when I changed my wash from the $5 wash to the $85 wash, I literally saw a difference within like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days, or yeah, about that. But then again, so use the Sisley wash, let's say if you got a sample of that, for the entirety of it. So finish it, start it and finish it. And don't use anything else different, okay? And then let's say you got the La Mer sample, then you use it, let's say if it's a 2 5-day samples worth, then you use it for those 2 to 5 days straight, okay? And the reason for this is, one, major thing is if you have an allergic reaction, you know what did it. So do your current routine, whatever it is that you're doing or not doing, use one product at a time. So if you have a reaction, you know what brand gave you the reaction or what product did it. And two, you know what is kind of making a difference or how you feel, because like I said, sometimes you can really feel like an instantaneous glow, an instantaneous clean, an instantaneous like freshness, and you know like, wow, I really like this. And then you can try another brand and they didn't do that for you. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes like these things are really crazy, but you really have to put it out like that, okay? And this is, like I said, about 6 years of trial and error. This is just what I've come to realize works for me. And when I tell other people, they're like, oh my God, yes, it totally worked for me. So that's what I'm saying, okay? I'm going to show you how I do it, and if I remember things as I go along, I will tell you. But mainly in the bathroom, it's just me showing you how I do my daytime routine. And obviously, if I come from the gym and I'm showering, I do the washing process in the shower. But if I'm just waking up and getting ready to go to work or school or whatever it is, then obviously I do this at my sink in my bathroom. So let's go. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use my Foreo cleansing device. I love this. I've used the Clarisonic before, and this is like all over my face. And then I'm going to put my, I either use my La Mer cleanser or my Lancer cleanser, and I just squirt it a little bit onto the Foreo and put it onto my face. And that's about as much as you were going to need. It really does go a long way. It foams a lot. And since my face is all wet, I just go ahead and work the wash on my face. And I like to make sure I get really well near my nose because I tend to get irritated and like scabby skin, so I like to make sure I get in there really well. And make sure you get the sides really well too, because usually when I neglect the sides of my face, I start to break out because obviously it hasn't been washed properly. And as you can see, this foams up really nicely. And I always drag it down to my neck as well. Gonna wash it off. Make sure you grab a really nice soft cotton towel and do not rub your skin. Your skin is very sensitive, especially skin on your face, and you want to make sure that, you know, it's nice, and you just pat dry, just like that, and it keeps a little bit of the moisture too in your skin when you pat dry. Even though you're drying your skin, you're not overdoing it. And from this point, if I'm in the shower, obviously I'm coming out of the shower now, I don't like to stay any longer than 30 seconds with nothing on my face because it will start to get really dry, and obviously that ain't the business. So now, for the second step is your toner. So you always wash and then you tone. And for toner, I have used the La Mer toner, which is good. I actually like their other toner, which is called a treatment lotion. It's a thicker toner. I don't currently have it, but it's amazing. And the other toner that I also like is this one here. And I believe that I found it at Whole Foods. It's called Local Raw Honey Toner, and it's in rose water, and it balances and hydrates the skin. So toner is really good to do that. Balances and hydrates the skin, and it preps your skin to start your regimen, which obviously is everything that's coming after it. So for today, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I either use a little cotton ball like this, or because it's a spray, sometimes I just spray it onto my finger and use my hands. But for today's sake, since it can get a little messy when I do that. I'm just gonna spray it onto the cotton, okay? Just like that. And I just go all over my face. And I like to concentrate the toner really well on this area here of my nose because it gets really dry and scabby, like I said, while I was washing. So I like to make sure I do that because I feel like it hydrates it really nicely and balances and, you know, just does all the good stuff that toners do for your skin. And one day I'm going to make a video on each skincare product and what they do and why you need to use them. But for now, I'm just, you know, going through my routine, so. And make sure you drag it all the way down to your neck. This area needs love too. Okay, so for the third step would be your serum. Not everybody uses a serum, but depending on what you need for your skin. So if you go to different brands, they will address that. So if you want lifting and firming, you know, because you're a little older and you know you want to make sure your skin stays tight, then you need a serum for that. But for right now, today, since you know I am in my 20s, my serum right now is this La Mer serum, and it's called the Concentrate, which soothes and restores. So I like to put mainly this around my nose area, and I'm telling you, it's such a problem. Like I hate it. I don't know how much to say about that, but it comes like this, and it kind of is like a jelly substance, so it feels very nice and it smells amazing. It smells like a spa. It's so nice. So I just work it into my skin like this, and I bring it down right here too because I tend to get dry around my mouth here and a little bit under my lip for whatever reason. This area is always dry and irritating. Sometimes, depending on how bad it is, today it's not so bad, but sometimes it's really red and really scabby, I will use this other, and the rest, whatever is left over in my hand, I just kind of spread it throughout my face because, you know, you can do that with this product. Like I said, it's a serum. When it's really bad, like if it's cold, if it's cold outside, or if I have a cold and my nose just looks really bad, I use this La Mer oil, which is amazing. Really, this oil is, for me, it plumps the skin, it hydrates, it illuminates, and it soothes whatever like dryness you have. So like for example, if I have really dry elbows, I will get a little bit of this oil and put it onto my cream and put it on, you know, whatever part of my body. But when it comes to my face, a little goes a long way. So you just shake it like this, get a little, you squeeze one time, and literally this is too much that comes on it. But I just put it on top of my hand like this, usually 1 or 2 very little drops. I grab it like this and I put it around my nose, around my mouth, and under my lip, like this. And whatever's left over, I usually like to bring it on my neck. So I just work that in like that. This third step is not really needed, but I like because as I'm going through the rest of my routine, I like to feel my lips hydrated, so I use my favorite lip balm. This one's by La Mer, and it's very soothing and smells amazing. It smells minty, but it's like a sweet mint, so it's kind of like bubblegum. It's really good. Next step, I do my eyes, and I love the Lancer eye cream or the La Mer illuminating eye gel, and this is obviously for the morning. For the nighttime, I have a different eye cream, but this is really nice because it's really lightweight, and this one is kind of like coffee for your eyes. It really like illuminates you, wakes you up, gives you like that instant glow, and I like that because my nighttime eye cream is for my dark circles, which I'm sure you can see I have lots of. So I just do literally one tiny pump. If you do all the way, it's too much. So one tiny pump. I put it on my ring finger, just distribute between the two, and slowly pat it. You can glide it if you want, but don't rub really hard because your eye area especially is very, very sensitive. And then I grab whatever I feel like is left in my finger, on my fingers. I just sweep it up on the rest of my eye. And it's very important for you to bring the eye cream towards out here, because that's when you smile. You have, you know, the little crow's feet, that's what people call it. So it's important for you to bring it, you know, a little bit downward and a little bit outward as well. Yay. For the next step, I do a moisturizer. Now, moisturizer is very important, especially when you have really dry skin, or if you want to keep your skin looking as young and as beautiful as you possibly can for as long as you can. So right now I have 2 different day moisturizers that I use, and one of my favorites is Dr. Lancer. I've been using this for a while now, and I love it because it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel greasy, and it also feels good with makeup. So the routine that I'm doing right now is preferably like before makeup routine, because I'm going to do another one later when I don't want to do makeup. But today, since I'm going to go to work, I have to do a face for prepping for makeup. So this is really good for before makeup. And also a new one that I'm currently loving, which is La Mer's The Perfecting Treatment. This one is amazing. It has like a little pinky texture to it. It's so pretty and it smells amazing. Again, it smells like a spa. And what I like about this one versus this one is that this one goes a very, very long way. So literally this little pot, if you use it only in the daytime, it will last you about 6 months. And I believe it retails for $240 if I'm not mistaken. So what I do is I use a little spoon to grab it out because I don't like to put my finger into it. And I just put it all over my face, okay? And I drag it down to my neck. And what I like about this product is that when it dries really nicely. It does not dry oily, like I said. None of these products dry oily. And when it dries like a nice velvety finish, so that when you put your makeup on, this is a nice little primer, I guess, for lack of a better word. And it really helps your foundation look flawless. For this very last step, and this last step is answering the question that the last question that I was referring to in the beginning of the video, is when people ask me, do I put on my SPF, which is your sunscreen, before or after your moisturizer? So the answer is after. This is my favorite SPF right now, sunscreen. It's by Dr. Lancer, and it's called the Sheer Fluid Sun Shield SPF 30. And the minimum you should put on your face at all times is 30. Some people like 50, which is totally fine. I like both. But right now I'm using Dr. Lancer's. It's amazing. It's not oily. It's not greasy. Doesn't break you out. Dr. Lancer is a dermatologist, so everything that he makes is just amazing. Before you put it on, you have to shake it a little bit. And the way I do it is I put it onto my hand like this. And usually I want to say maybe 3 to 4 drops. Kind of just play it by how I see it. And I just grab a little bit like that. And I put it all over my face, except for my eyes. Even though you can put this in your eye, I'm currently trying a new eye SPF by Shiseido, and it's amazing. So I am not putting Dr. Lancer's SPF around my eye anymore. I'm just using it for the rest of my face. And for my neck, I don't think I got enough, because usually for my neck, I think I'll probably need another 2 drops. And I just go like that. And make sure, you guys, every time you do your skin regimen, don't just stop at your face. Bring it as far down as you can, sometimes even to your chest area, because that entire area is exposed to the sun and it's aging too. So you want to keep this entire area looking as good as your face does, okay? So right now I only have a sample of the eye cream, and the SPF is 34 in it. Like I said, it's by Shiseido, so I don't have the product in my hand. But they gave me a sample, and I think it's awesome because I get to try it. Like I told you guys, you always should get a sample before you buy something. Sometimes they don't have samples, so I guess it's okay to buy and try it. And if you don't like it, return it. But my usual #1 thing is get a sample, try it out. So I got a sample, and the way I do this, surprisingly, this little sample that they gave me is going a long way, and I use it every day, and I got it like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. So I just grab a little bit like this, literally on one finger, and I dab it like this on the other finger, and I work it underneath my eye just like I would the eye cream. I just have to make sure I really work it in there because it's white. It has like a little white coloring to it. And if I don't mix it in really well, it will leave me looking white underneath my eye. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any tips or tricks to teach me, I'm more than welcome to hear all of your comments and tricks too. I don't know if you guys might be doing something differently that I'm not, and it works for you and I want to try it too. Please do like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in my other videos. Bye bye.